Hello, Amanda here, back for the second week, and I'm super excited to present my side dish to all you real women of Philadelphia and to Paula Dean. As you know from last week, I'm from Maine. I actually live in Aroostook County, which is known for its potatoes. So you would think that this week I would do a potato dish, but I'm not. I'm going to make a squash casserole with a little bit of a Philly twist. These are the ingredients that I'm going to use this week. I have a small butternut squash, just enough for 2 people. I have butter, some onions, some cheddar cheese, of course, Philadelphia cream cheese. I have some salt and pepper for taste, as well as a small can of fried onions. So basically all we're going to do now is we're going to cut our butternut squash up into cubes. And then I'm going to cut up my onions. So I chopped up the butternut squash, and I just have it in a pan here, boiling on the stove. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to take some butter, and actually take a whole half of a stick of butter. Add that right to the pan there. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add the onions that I chopped up. Probably about 1/4 cup of onions. I don't want too much because I don't have a lot of squash. So I don't want the onions to overpower. So we're just going to add those in. And we're just going to let those saute for a minute. Okay, so now that the onions have softened up, what we're going to do now is we're going to add our Philly cream cheese, which is about 4 or 5 ounces of cream cheese to the pan here. And we're just going to kind of let that melt into the butter and the onion. This is just the cream cheese and butter and onion mixture. Then I'm going to add my Philly cream cheese mixture. I'm going to put that right down in on the top there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese to that. Just going to add a little bit of salt. And then some pepper. Just for flavor. And then all I'm going to do is get my mixer out, and I'm going to mix this up. So now all we're going to do is just whip up the mixture that we just put together. So as you can see, the cream cheese and squash and onion mixture is nice and creamy. Look at that. Beautiful. It's got really, really great texture. So what we're going to do is just add it into my pan here, my little casserole dish. Look at how nice that looks. Just going to even it out just a little bit. There. Looks awesome. Okay, so now all we're going to do is take some of these fried onions. I'm just going to take them and just sprinkle them around the sides here of my squash casserole. A few more here. So there. Now that we have that, that looks wonderful, 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 and it smells really, really great. So the casserole looks really, really nice. I just added a little bit more salt and pepper to the top just for some extra flavor. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of that cheddar cheese and just sprinkle a little bit over the top, just to give it a little bit more cheesy flavor. So what we're going to do is just add this to the oven for 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes just to get it nice and bubbly and to let the onions get nice. So here is my squash casserole that just came out of the oven. Nice and hot. The cheese is all nice and gooey. It's absolutely
okay. So all I'm going to do is, now that the casserole is nice and ooey gooey, look at how nice that looks. Nice and silky smooth. It looks just wonderful. Just take that off there. And then there you go. There's my squash casserole
with the Philadelphia cream cheese and the fried onions.